FPL Donatellos, I'm your host Sean the Don with some terrible dance moves today, and hopefully you had a great Game Week 10 filled with some huge green arrows. If not, we rebound and reload for Game Week 11. Before I get in my Game Week 10 squad and show you how I did, quick shout out to DC Neverkusen, who is on top of the Donatellos Mini League. Also want to give a quick shout out to Haroldinho, who was November top dog for Donatellos Mini League. Shout out to you guys, incredible season both of you guys are having. Alright, now enough of the intro, let's go ahead and see how my Game Week 10 squad did. And FPL Ibracadabra, hopefully I do better this time with my Mario impression. Let's go. I'm scrapping it after this week. That was bad. Anyway, let's see how my Game Week 10 squad did. Alright, so as you can see here, I ended up with a 50-piece nugget, which is something I've been wanting for a long time, I'm not going to lie. Because this gives me the perfect excuse to drop 50-cent references throughout the rest of the video, whether you hate or love it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the obvious. Cancelo got 0 points for me. Donuts are never fun to get. In real life, for sure, maple bars are king. But in FPL, oh, it hurts, man. And yes, I did know the risk when I brought him in 3 weeks ago. I knew this was going to happen from time to time. And if I would have gone for DS over Cancelo, it would have gotten me 6 extra points this week. But again, I love taking risks, and honestly, risks are starting to get out of control for me. Another 50-cent reference, by the way. So 50 points is great and all, but the crazy thing about it is I only had 4 people return. Which, when I say it like that, makes me think that 50 points I was a bit lucky to get. Because out of those 4, the lowest return that I had, including the captaincy pick, was Ben Chilwell. And Ben Chilwell himself hasn't blanked at all this season. He has been balling out, man. I'm so glad I have him on my team. And the words of 50 Cent, a little bit. Ben Chilwell, if you're on my soulmate, if so, due to your blessing. I mean, coming away with a clean sheet and 2 bonus points is beautiful from him. I can't ask for anything more than a defender than returning in, 6 straight weeks, 7 straight weeks? Incredible. So yes, I did end up captaining Mo Salah, as you can see. I'm not regretting the decision because I still think it was the right one. But the thing that hurts is he was that close to a massive haul. If I can go on a little rant real quick, why do they measure his offsides from the right foot of the defender and not from the defender's left hip or left arm? I feel like his left hip would be deeper in the field than his right foot would be. But anyway, either way, it is what it is, and he was this close to a massive haul. At the end of the day, I'm still happy that he came away with an assist. Any returns from my captain is obviously a good thing. So for the one transfer that I did make this week, fue hermoso. It was beautiful. No Cadillacs, no perms you can't see, because Bruno Fernandes is my King. Woo! This dude has been balling out. It was his 3rd straight double-digit performance, and he's still less than 11 mil. Bruno has been phenomenal for United. They have a great run of fixtures ahead of them, and this guy's doing it from everywhere. In the Champions League, he had a volley off of a corner that was just an absolute stunner. Then this week, he tried to do the same thing and ended up being an assist. He's doing it from penalties. He's shooting a lot. He's facilitating everywhere. Bruno Fernandes is going to be hopefully a mainstay in my team for quite some time. And a 10-point performance from him is absolutely beautiful. The last player to return for me this week is none other than the legendary Jack Grealish. I knew that wasn't going to work, but I had to do it anyway. Anyway, he came away with 10 points with an absolutely incredible strike. Nobody was picking him up on that dribble, which is a bit alarming to me. But either way, an incredible strike. Came away with 3 bonus points. I thought he was going to be good this year. I did not expect him to be as great as he is. He has been balling out, and he is going nowhere in me squad. So once again, I ended up with FIFTYCENT, and I came with like a 200k green arrow, which begs the question, if I got a red arrow, would you still love me? If my rank overall was 6 mil, would you still thumbs up me? If I was down and out. Anyway, enough of the 50 Cent lyrics. Let's go ahead and jump into my Game Week 11 squad and see what I'm planning for this absolutely hectic week coming up. Alright, so I'm going to try something new this week. Instead of going player by player and discussing them, I want to treat this more like we're at a pub having a conversation, because honestly I have no idea who I'm bringing in this week for 2 reasons. One, with all the COVID that's going around and injuries, it's hard to really predict who to bring in. I don't want to wait to transfer and have to take a -4 to bring him out. And 2, my squad has 21 questions that need answering. I have many men that I'm planning on transferring in or out in these next few weeks. I'm not done with the 50 Cent lyrics just yet. So again, I'm going to treat this like we're at a pub having a conversation, and you've just asked me, hey Sean, what do you plan on doing with your FPL squad for the next 3 weeks? And I'm going to go ahead and show you the directions that I'm planning on taking or even just thinking about. So if you want, you could honestly say that, Sean, you're just window shopping. Last one for sure. So first things first, let's get the tragic news out of the way. Yes, it's true. Rihanna is dating A$AP Rocky. And other tragic news, more FPL related than Don related. The Aston Villa and Newcastle match did get postponed due to a COVID outbreak. First things first, I wish them all a speedy recovery, and hopefully they can get back to full strength soon. But as far as FPL goes, I'm not going to drop Grealish because I got him at too good of a price. He's on great form, and he has a great run of fixtures. And to be completely honest, we're still not sure if that game is going to be in Game Week 11 or if we're going to be given a double game week in the future. Either way, I'm going to have him in my squad. And as far as Martinez, I don't think it's worth it for me to transfer in another keeper who's going to get 1 or 2 points most likely. So I'm going to keep Martinez and Grealish moving forward. So for the first transfer I'm planning on making, it's going to be for Cancelo. Now before I get into what players I'm planning on bringing in for him, I want to talk about why I want to drop him. Because yes, he is a rotation risk, simply and plain. I know a lot of people have been saying that, but the reason I thought I could get away with that is because I had Kilman coming off the bench for him. But now that Kilman didn't start last weekend, I don't know if Cancelo doesn't play, there's a chance that I get another donut in my squad. So yes, he's rotation risk, and he played 90 minutes in his Champions League game today at the time of recording this. So it looks like he might not even play this weekend. If he doesn't play this weekend, the game after that is against United. Isn't a game I would like to have him anyway. So he's looking like the first one on my chopping block. So for the player that I want to bring in for Cancelo, it would be Reece James. Because I know that he is also rotation risk, but at this moment, he seems nailed on. He's starting week in and week out for Chelsea, and it seems like he has nailed that right back spot for Chelsea. And on top of that, Chelsea's defense has been solid since bringing in Mendy. And if I'm not mistaken, they have the 3 highest FPL scoring defenders in Zuma, Chilwell, and Reece James in FPL right now. So double Chelsea defense isn't that scary to me. Yes, their fixtures aren't that great moving forward. They're not terrible, but they're not that great moving forward. But the big thing with Reece James is one, this dude is capable of getting an assist or a goal at any given time. He's on set pieces. He gets so high up the pitch. Him and Ziyech are working really well together. And he is a bonus points magnet. At 5.1, if I'm not mistaken, that's what he's at right now. It would also free up a little bit of cash, but that's probably the most likely outcome of me dropping Cancelo right now. The second transfer, I'm thinking about maybe dropping Ziyech just a little bit. I can't stop the 50 Cent lyrics today, whether I want to or not. But the reason I'm thinking that is because, one, he's blanked 2 weeks in a row. So am I going to be patiently waiting for him to return? Or is it going to be like a James Rodriguez where he doesn't return for 4 or 5 game weeks in a row? But again, as far as the cons with him right now, he's not getting into the positions that I would like for him to get into as an FPL manager. He's still getting into good positions as a Chelsea asset goes. But he's also not shooting as much as I thought he would. He's averaging less than 2 shots per 90 right now. I thought he'd be around the 3 range, maybe 3.5. But he's not shooting as much as I want him to. So are the points going to be there in the future? Is this underlying stats just a bit of a blip? But as far as the pros, he does play against Leeds this week. And so do I hold him for one more game week and see how he plays against them? Because Leeds are giving up a ton of opportunities, as we saw last week with Everton, even though Everton did not score. And another pro with him is Pulisic is back. That gives him another weapon to target with that absolutely ambitious left foot of Ziyech's. So do I hold him to see how he plays with Pulisic and Werner up top? Also, he has the second highest shot creation actions per 90 in the Prem this season, only behind KDB. So it sounds like it's only a matter of time before he gets some assists back. But the biggest reason why I'm thinking about dropping him is because there are 2 players I think might be better on my squad. One of which is Riyad Mahrez, who I thought would be more of a rotation risk, but he's played, I think, started in 7 of his last 8 matches. And he's on a City attack that have an incredible run of fixtures moving forward, and they seem to be clicking now, so maybe it's time to jump on the Mahrez train. He's still only like 8.2, 8.3. Or I could drop down and go with Diogo Jota, who I know it is a concern. Is he going to start week in and week out? But right now, Jota is on fire, so it's hard for me to think that Klopp is going to be benching him for quite some time. So I think for Ziyech, if I do drop him, it would be for Diogo Jota or for Riyad Mahrez. But I am thinking about holding on to him for one more week to see how he plays against Leeds and with Pulisic back. The third option I'm weighing is dropping Harry Kane. One, because Magnus Carlsen did it. And if Magnus Carlsen is doing it, then it's probably a smart decision. But I think I talked about it in the last couple streams, is that the biggest thing I was looking for with Harry Kane is I want to see how Tottenham set up against big squads, knowing they have a really tough run of fixtures moving forward. And it seems that they're just letting the other team just possess the ball as much as they want, and they'll just sit back and counter from time to time. And in those last 2 matches, Kane has had 1 shot combined and an expected goal total combined of 0. AKA my chances of having Vanessa Hudgens call me back. 0 Harry Kane expected goals over his last 2 matches. So he's not getting involved at all in this Tottenham attack. But also I'm thinking, one, His next 2 matches are against Arsenal and Crystal Palace. I don't think Arsenal is going to possess the ball as much as Chelsea did or as much as City did the week before. So maybe this is a week that Kane gets some shots off, and I kind of like this as a target for Kane to get moving forward. Honestly, he might be even a sneaky captaincy option with how Arsenal are playing right now. So as far as Kane, I'm thinking about I'm just going to hold him for this Arsenal and Crystal Palace match because he already played the 2 toughest opponents he's going to play for a while outside of maybe Liverpool. Chelsea have a great defense. City have a great defense. So maybe he'll be able to do more against Arsenal. And if I hold him for Arsenal, I'm definitely going to hold him for Crystal Palace. But that's my thinking right now is I'm probably going to hold on to Kane for this match and see how he does there. So my 4th and final option, this is the one that I'm definitely considering the most, is going to be holding this free transfer and letting it roll into next week. As tough as that is for me, especially now knowing that Rihanna's dating somebody, that's not me. But no, I'm thinking about holding it. And my plan right now is that come game week 12, I'll drop DCL. I know he has a high ownership, and that is definitely something to worry about. But his run of fixtures get really tough, and then I can bring in Antonio, whose run of fixtures are pretty great for the next, I think it's like game week 20 if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to double check that for the stream on Friday. By the way, stream on Friday. And if I'm able to use that one and only transfer for DCL, that will give me 2 free transfers going into game week 13, which would be perfect for my master plan. Shout out Pinky in the Brain one time. Same thing we do every day. I'm going to be planning on dropping Kane out and bringing in De Bruyne. Now, this is big because in game week 12, where I won't use a free transfer to do this, Kane will be playing Crystal Palace and De Bruyne will be playing Manchester United. After that, Kane has Liverpool and Leicester. KDB has West Brom and an incredible run of fixtures for like 10 game weeks in a row. And this will give me a midfield of Bruno Fernandes, Mo Salah, and KDB, which is just a powerhouse. Now, I'm not forcing myself to get into it earlier because, again, KDB is playing United that week and Kane is playing Crystal Palace. So as far as fixtures go, I think I'm going to play the Kane route. But the hardest part with that is that after those 2 matches, Kane plays Fulham, then Leeds, then Villa, then Sheffield. So maybe I just hold on to Kane for the while. And if I do hold on to Kane for a while, that would allow me more money to facilitate into other parts of my squad who need it more, like Cancelo. So as of right now, again, my main plan is holding a transfer right now, dropping DCL next game week, and then in 2 game weeks, swapping Kane out for KDB. I know it's risky. I'm going 2 weeks without Kevin De Bruyne, but that's my plans right now. Let me know, what do you think the best option out of those 4 are for me moving forward? So that was my team selection video for Game Week 11. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and please let me know which of those 4 options you think are best for my team moving forward. Or if you have a better game plan for me, please let me know. I'm all ears. Now, we'll be live streaming on Friday before the transfer deadline at about 6 p.m. London time, so if you want to join, please do so. And the words of 2 Chainz, please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. That is a real 2 Chainz lyric, by the way. But honestly, guys, thank you so much. I can't even put into words how much I appreciate you guys' support week in and week out. If you want to join the stream, again, it will be Friday at about 6 p.m. London time. Hopefully to see you there. And in the words of 50 Cent, I'm like Paulie from Goodfellas. You can call me the Don. And Don out, man. Have a great week. See you Friday.